All right. Good morning, everyone. This is Charles with the Exodus Logistics Learning Center, America's #1 dispatcher and freight broker training. This is Sunday, the 20th of October. Today's my niece's birthday, by the way. 20. Happy birthday, Kayla. Um, our dispatcher course today. Um, Dispatcher 101 training for beginners, Sunday, the fourth week of October. Let's go to the calendar and look at that so we can kind of see what's going on there. This is the fourth week in October. Um, right here. So we're here. So we're going to do some Q&A, a little bit of Q&A. And so let me entertain some Q&A for you guys. And we've decided too to have, instead of stretching you guys out for 2 hours, we'll get very detailed for an hour, very specifically, very granular, so you can stay on point with the question. So who has a question? We got a few people here. Irma Shah, Shay or Shay? Yeah, Shay. I was gonna say Shah. On Point Logistics, is that Vancia? I think that's Vancia. I think. And then I see the gentleman with the iPhone with the headsets on. How you doing? And then Irma. So what's going on, guys? Where are you at in your okay, Javar's coming in. Where you at in your processes?
I have a question. This is Courtney, with Fred, under Fred's account. My question is, so with the storms that we had in the hurricanes, when the drivers are like the roads are closed and the drivers are trying to find alternate routes, what do you think is the best way to go about locating those routes for the drivers so that we can kind of help them avoid, closures and being late for their load?
Um, there should be some GPS stuff, like GPS systems that do alternate routes in the settings on the GPS stuff. Um, because with GPS systems they do regular car routes and then they do trucking routes on it depends on the GPS and whether it's TomTom, Garmin, or just regular Google Maps. But you would have to get with that particular wherever they're delivering at, wherever they're driving at, get with that local cities alternate routes as well because like the roads are like you said either the major state routes are closed or the major interstates are closed. Normally they'll usually have detoured signs up, I would assume, but I guess since it's such a big deal with Helene and Milton, they probably didn't have a chance to put up alternate routes for that. But as a dispatcher, what would you do? You would probably do it from your location. Like you may be, let's say you're not somebody that's in that location that doesn't have internet service, but you can just get on like let's go to our resource and you said you're with Fred?
Yeah, I'm with Fred.
Fred Moore,
Yes,
MGT.
MGT. Yes,
How's he doing?
he's doing well.
Okay. Tell him I said what up though.
I'll let him know. But yeah, we had some drivers who, basically their GPS wasn't giving them the alternate route, and they ran into like detours, and one of them got pulled over, not pulled over, but stopped and turned around, and they found a QR code. I think the QR code was located on the sheriff's website, but nobody knew to even look there. So Charmaine was trying to find him an alternate route, and she couldn't find him one. So I didn't know if there were any resources that you could point us in the direction of, just so we can kind of know,
Well,
where to start looking.
I'm not sure if Fred has given you access to this back area here, but back in our resource area, we have something they have called Truck Router. Are you familiar with Truck Router?
I have I'm not familiar with it, but I do have access to the fact to all the resources that come with the classes. So I'll look into that too.
Okay, so we'll go in here, log in the Truck Router, and then you just truck router in here, there should be alternate routes to avoid uh, certain things, routing preferences. Now, something like a hurricane or a snowstorm and things like that, those things pop up like spur of the moment. So some of these features may not be applicable for you, right? Like avoid toll roads, avoid ferries, avoid tunnels, avoid dirt roads. Reorder. Now you can reorder your stops. You check that. That can be doing detours and alternates. Consider traffic conditions, apply seasonal closures, and avoid sharp turns. So you would have to play with truck router in here and see where your guys, because your guys was under a load going from a shipping location to a delivery location, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And do you remember the shipping and receiving location of the cities or the
I
states?
I don't. I can kind of get the details, and then I'll play with the truck router to see if I can figure out what sales show. I don't remember exactly where it was. It was, right when the hurricane.
And then Google Maps should have a satellite trucking, Google Maps or Google Earth should have a satellite trucking version of it as well, and alternates as well for it too.
Hmm. I
Have you
just think
ever,
because of the hurricane, it kind of everything wasn't updated to where
right,
everything. They didn't have, like you said, there wasn't enough time to prepare for everything to be updated right away. So we were just that was just a question that I wanted that I've been waiting since our last meeting to ask.
right. So what's the lesson in that though, right? Expect, you know, ex the unexpected, right? As far as planning for certain things like this, what would be your contingency plan now going forward? How would you incorporate if you're going into an area that's going to have a potential for a hurricane or a tornado or a snowstorm? How would you prep or prepare for that, right? And you would just go and have a system in place for just those things because those could be just one-offs. You're not going to always be driving in a hurricane or delivering into an area where hurricanes at, but when you do get those things, what can you expect from that, right? So Google Google Maps, Google Earth, and then Truck Router would be three options that you would look into. I would start with the Google Maps and Google Maps first, Google Earth second, and then Truck Router third. All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. What's up, Jamal? Anyone else? Any questions? I'm doing a little Q&A today. I'm curious. I'm curious to know though, where you guys at on your in your business process? I mean, have you guys gotten your companies up? Have you gotten your EIN, LLC? Have you gotten those steps covered?
Yeah, I actually have my EIN and my business name set up already. I don't have a website nor anything, but I do have everything else.
Okay. Irma just said something about the website too. I'm finalizing website setup, just taking my time on the cold calls and getting carriers. Startup costs can be a big hit on your pocket. Yes, unless you budget, right, Irma? So the website, what are you using um on your website? Are you using Wix? Are you using something else? Who's hosting it?
Hi, sorry, I'm walking, so
Oh, get it
some
in. Get your exercise
maybe
in.
in the background. Yes. So I started using GoDaddy, and it kind of like got a bit complicated. So I've been taking some courses with Score, and I've been kind of networking a bit. So I connected with some people, um, and so they are kind of helping me out with that. Uh, so with that, like their package, it's gonna kind of have or include the marketing um, and the Google thing. Like they'll set it up so the website appears, whatever, in whatever place. So in the meantime, I'm just focusing um, on the cold calling and just learning as much as I can, Mr. Charles.
So, do you guys are you guys familiar with Wix? Well, let me say this first. Do you guys You see my website right here, the home page, right? This is the home page of the website. Let me go to the home page. This is the
I've
home,
seen it, yes.
and
Go ahead.
this is the features of the website, my home page, and I got several other dynamic, what's called, so with websites you have, for those of you who don't know, you have static pages and you have dynamic pages, right? But the dynamic pages is there's motion in it, there's sound, there's videos in it, there's links you can click to go to other pages, things like that. A static page is just that, just static, nothing. You just go to the page, you read something, and you go somewhere else, right? Well, this website has over 100 dynamic pages. I'm using, well, close. I take that back. Close to 100 dynamic pages. I'll say that. I'm using, and every link you see in here is another page, another dynamic page. I'm using Wix. Don't you have to pay annual for? Yeah, you do. Yeah. So to get this service, you definitely have to pay for it. It's not free, but it's not expensive either. So for those of you who are curious about that, you can go to Wix.com and check out, create a website without limits and look at their price points, right? See what they have to offer, what their platform offers, get started, build a website. So, um, and right here where it says pricing, you can, because the reason why you guys are here is this part because you wanna build your brand with a website, right? Now, you don't need a website starting out, but it helps a great deal to have one because it gives you faster exposure to your brand, right? Your brand being your dispatch um, service, right? So Wix's price points are here. I have Wix Premium. I have a Wix Premium account, which is not, I don't think it's in here, but mine's is so much per year, I believe I pay, or so much per month. I gotta go look at that, by the way. But but these are some of the basic options here. Like $17 a month, you get the basics, two collaborators, so much storage, so on and so forth. Now, the key with a website is you want to have your own what's called a domain, right? If you get a website without a domain, that means you're going to have Wix's brand name in your website title. So you'll say www.abc. Instead of saying www.abcdispatching.com or whatever you call yourself, it's going to say www.abcdispatching/wixsite.com. So you're going to have the Wix site name in your basic website if you don't purchase a domain. If you purchase a what's called a domain, and I'll explain what a domain is in a second. If you purchase a domain, the wixsite.com piece goes away and it's just your website. So you can brand yourself. So you say www.abcdispatching.com. Like for me, for example, my website's homepage is Exodus. If you notice at the top, it just says Exodus Dispatching and Training. There is no Wix site or anything like that, which tells me and tells you that I have a purchased domain with Wix. If I did not have a purchased domain with Wix, it would have this Exodus Dispatching and Training /wixsite.com, which means that they own the content until I purchase my domain and it's all mine. They're just hosting it. So that's kind of how websites work, but you just got to shop around, see what the features are with Bluehost, GoDaddy, Wix, see what their domain prices are and what's offered with those price points, as you can see here. Um, the domain just gives you the ability to leverage and control what your content is and how you work with it on your website. Now, can you run a dispatch service without a website? Of course you can. Of course you can. Um, if you do not have the budget starting out as a dispatch service to get your website up and running, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Once you get in the place where you get a budget and get your website going, then get you a website. But don't let not having a website stop you from going after carriers and getting them to give you their business, or you providing a service to them as a dispatcher, right? You can still communicate with the carriers because you can still give them an email and a phone number to reach you. Most carriers are not going to go to your website. You're using your website mainly for uh, branding, marketing, and promoting. But when you go get a carrier, they're going to just want your phone number and email, how to get a hold of you. They're not going to go to your website unless you're going to have something digital, like online forms to fill out. Like you go to this, do the dispatcher agreement online. You send them a link to your website and they go do it digitally. That's fine. That can come later. But let's say you didn't have that. Should that stop you from dispatching? Of course not, right? You can just send them the dispatcher packet in other ways, attach PDFs to an email, a DocuSign, document link, text to their phone number, right? It doesn't necessarily have to come through a web form through the website. You can just have a DocuSign account, create your e-signature documents, and then send the link or text the link to their cell phone, or send it to their email without having a website until you're able to get a website. I'm not discouraging anyone from getting a website. I'm just speaking from a financial expense budgeting perspective, because not everyone has the budget starting out as a new dispatch company to get a website, right? So I'm speaking to those who may not have that budget. It shouldn't stop you from going after the carriers. But for those of you who are and do have the website, great, great. Tweak it, do what you need to do. So now my question, let me ask you this question. What's the basic stuff that should be on your website? If I'm a carrier, or if you get a carrier, you want them to go to your website, what should they be looking for? What are some of the things they should be looking for on your website? Anyone?
You
Services you
definitely want to have
provide
the
as a dispatcher.
Say that again, iPhone.
The services you provide as a dispatcher.
Okay. The services you provide as a dispatcher. I also have my dispatcher packet on my site. So, okay. So if I go to a website, I'll look at the website, when I go to the homepage, if I type in www.abcdispatching.com, the first thing I should see is what's called the landing page or the homepage. Boom, right? So it takes me there, and that first page should give me 90% of what the services you provide, right? What you're about, the services you provide, and then further information. What else should if I go to your website, what else should I be looking for? What else should I get?
contact information or like who the best point of contact is for the company.
That's correct. Because I'm a carrier, so if you say, okay, you met me at a truck stop, you was traveling on vacation with the family, you guys stopped at a rest stop, you happen to see a truck driver, you guys get into a conversation. Oh, by the way, I'm a dispatcher. Let me text you the link to my website. Go to my website for more information about my company. And then, you gave it to him. You guys left the rest stop. He was still there, either getting fuel or washing it, whatever he was doing his reset, right? And he said, okay, let me go to this website. And he click it up. Boom. Your homepage comes up. As a business, what should you expect that person to see as a carrier that you want them to cater to your service? You want to see the services you provide, the contact information to get a hold of you, and then what else? What are some other things?
Your operational hours.
Okay, your operational hours, good. Um, and then let's say I'm interested in your services and I want to start. I'll call you, but I want to start. Do you have any like forms I can fill out online? Is there a link I can go to another page to fill in the dispatcher packet, the dispatch agreement, the limited power of attorney, the carrier profile? Are there web forms on your website, or is there a link on your homepage that goes to another location on your website that I can fill out? So keep everything centralized on your website and make it dynamic, right? So I need somewhere to go to, without even calling you. I want to make sure, I want to do everything in-house. I don't even want to have to call you. I want to go to your site, read about your company, say, okay, I'm interested. Let me click this link. So Irma just said it. She said link to web forms and direct contact information. So what do you mean by the web forms? What's the web form, Irma? Can you explain that for those who may not know?
So the way that I had planned to have it set up there is to have the forms ready, uploaded, but then if they've already made contact with you, like they get like certain link to fill out the forms directly. Either like DocuSign or something else, because we have to get that contract notarized. So we got to get somebody linked to that who is going to be notarizing as well.
Very good. So also, Shanta just said something here too. She said you can create a free website with system.io. You only have to pay for your domain to personalize it. They also have access to free templates to simplify the process. Email marketing is also included. So I want to click the link, and there it is, right? So I'm going to put that in the chat. All right, Irma did. So here's system.io. Let's go back to this one.
Yeah, System.io, I always reference that site to my clients who are not yet ready to pay for a full website like Wix offer. Wix is amazing. That's the first one that I ever tried. But since I found out about System.io, email marketing is included. But like they're saying about the links, like if you're gonna have your dispatcher packet, once you get your domain, you can create your own links for things like that for your web forms and direct contact information. But it's really good to start off with if you're not yet ready. Just to save money. Anything you could do to save money starting off, because as your business grows, you're gonna always want to change and upgrade to different things. But you got to know the process first before you invest into websites that are kind of like hard to create. If you're new to creating websites, Wix is the way to go because they provide templates that you could just start off with. You change the colors, change the wording and everything. I mean, it's just drag and drop. So it simplifies the process for free, and it's really good too.
Very good. So guys, check out system.io. The link's in the chat. It could be, and then, like she said, they have email marketing, which is like email campaigns. You put in, if you get emails from these different carriers that you want to campaign to, you put them in the email.
Yeah, see, like a lot of people are not good talking. If you're not like in customer service or you have never done it, a lot of people are afraid to talk. So you create, set the email campaign up one time, and like when you get the carrier's information, you put them in your campaign, drop their email in your campaign, and just send out emails. However, they just get added to your campaign. So that way, you have a different way to contact them. So you want to develop more than just in person, because everybody you can't reach in person. But when you start building your email list, that is a great way to be able to develop it and grow through your email campaigns as well.
Well, see,
And it's free. It's free. It's really free. And it's good too. It's for what you get for free. Now they do have paid levels, but that's for more advanced. So when I just suggest when you first started off, I invested a lot of money. Now I be trying to tell people to learn from my mistakes. I invested into things that I didn't know how to use before I learned how to use them. So it was a waste of money because you invested in something just to say you have it versus learning the process. System.io has, if you get confused, they have a training to show you exactly how to set your website up for free. So just move along, gravitate on the page once you sign up. You're going to start receiving emails and everything. And they have a free training that even show you how to do the process if you get stuck. And then YouTube, of course, you can go to YouTube and find videos on their website as well.
Well, there you go. She just did a great job of promoting system.io. When you first get to the website, you put your email in here, and they're gonna add you to their list now. Here's a campaign itself. This is a marketing campaign right here. When you first go to the website, the website's on the backside, but they got this front end, what we call in Wix, we call this a light box. It pops up and it gets you to give them some information. They're asking you for an email address. So if you want to get lifetime access to system.io for free. Well, gee, I want a website and it's free. Let me put my email in here, right? So that's their marketing campaign to pull content from you, right? So you put your email in there and you hit click here, and then that goes away. And now they're going to start sending you probably email stuff until you unsubscribe to them, right? But if stuff is free, then it's okay. You're not losing a dime, right? You're just getting a lot of free information. And then right here, you click get my free account. You click that, and here we go again. You put your email in there, right? So when you first go to the website, there's a light box that pops up. And then when you hit click the email, there's a light box that pops up. So you put the email, get my free account, and then you're probably going to put some more information in, just your first and last name and some general information so they can have in their system. Create a sign on, a username and password, and then you'll be able to sign in. And once you do that,
Click on features. Click on features so they can see what's everything. It's like an all-in-one platform for real. It's really nice. I like telling people about it because it's free, to a certain extent. But if you're new, it's great. What you're getting for free is really great.
so here's all the tools you need under the same roof. Sales funnels, which is nice. You got uh what is that? Click funnels, groove funnels, these different sales funnels to bring sales to one. To the way funnels work, you gotta target a specific market, a specific demographic, a specific age group, various things, and then a specific industry, and then they'll funnel your information to what you set up in that funnel, right? So that's sales funnel. Email marketing, which Shanta just mentioned. Send unlimited emails and create email campaigns. What is an email campaign? You set up one body of information, like what you want to say in the email. Let's say you want to send one person an email about what you do as a dispatch service. You say, hey, this is ABC Dispatching. We provide dispatch services 24/7 or however you do it. We're always available. We provide these services. We keep your truck running. We focus primarily on the drive-ins, flatbeds, and reefers, the three major equipment types. We try to run you in the major metropolitan areas, in the regions of the country that have a high volume of inbound and outbound freight, like the Midwest, the Southeast, and the Southwest. And we keep you out of areas you don't want to go to, right? And you set up a wonderful email script, if you will, like and to go in the body of the email. Well, that one script, if you want to send it to a group of individuals, emails, that's the purpose of the campaign. You create one script, one template, one body in your email, and it goes out to a number of people, depending on how many emails you entered into the campaign. And that could be automated also. You can automatically feed emails into your campaign and then send it out at one time, or you can send it out at a scheduled time, right? You want to schedule every Friday your email campaigns go out because everybody's going to be either busy that week on the weekends, they're more busy, or less busy, and they have more time to read their emails or whatever, right? During the week they're busy working, so you figure out when is a great time to send it out at a scheduled time, or you just send it out in general with email, and that's called email marketing. You're doing all these things to do that, right? You're creating your campaign, you're sending it out at a certain time, you're getting your verbiage and everything like that. All of the tools are free, yes. Website builder, easily set up your website in under 10 minutes. So it's probably a plug and play kind of system. They're probably using a lot of embedded stuff, coding, and then putting it all together, like Lego pieces, right?
Yeah, it is plug and play. You just drag and drop, and like really, then they have nice. I'm serious if y'all don't use it, please like just go in there and look around because the templates are very nice. All you got to do is change the colors, and I mean, it kind of give you a guide. It's guidance on the process if you're new to creating your own website. This is what I learned from not this particular one, but drag and drop system. And then I grew from that. I just figured out how to put the websites together myself, but I don't like doing it. It's too much work unless you're gonna use a simplified program like this one. But it's really nice. You just change the colors, change the word, and make it your own. Move stuff around, put your own pictures and stuff, and you set. Change your links out. But it's lit, like I said, it's free. to get started. You can get started, you build your website for free and get started, as well as your marketing campaigns. The free one is limited to a certain number. It's somewhere down the line, but I think their cheapest plan is like 27. When you learn it and you start to grow, you will want to upgrade, but at your own discretion. You can use it forever for free, though. You never have to upgrade, because if there's no reason to upgrade if you don't, if you're new to the process and you're not trying to learn something different about it. But look at the email sent are unlimited. That's free email marketing. You can't beat that. Three
Right.
sales.
So here's the plans. So I guess the free one is right here. Zero free. Start for free. You get 2,000 contacts, emails, unlimited. You still get unlimited for free, right?
Right.
Three funnels. Three funnels is more than enough for dispatchers. 15 sales funnel steps, a blog post unlimited, and courses. At this point, you're not gonna. I'll probably do the online course. Students unlimited, communities 111. Okay. Automation rules, flow, workflow.
Yeah, see, that's why I said, like, for my consulting business, I use it, like, and sometimes I just set up websites for, they be like, I need a website. Oh, okay, it's free here. So I just go and do this one. Hey, it's free. If you want to do it, I tell them. Now I give them an option. It's free if you go here and do it. I send them the link. Hey, go here and check it out. Oh no, I don't want to do. People are lazy. So I mean, they will. Once you learn how to do this, they have free training programs. Once you learn how to create them yourself, offer that as a service to the lazy people, because they'll pay you to do it because they don't want to learn nothing. You
Yeah.
ain't beating them if you're asking them, hey, you can do it yourself. I don't want to do it. How much you'll charge me to do it? Oh, okay. I'll set it up for you. Send me everything over. That's another service. That's another stream of your business, because everybody's not going to want to set it up.
Right. So, and then you go back to the top. So now the budget is there on a monthly basis,
Right.
and it's less than $100 a month. So the highest plan is less than $100 a month. You got some websites that are
It's
over.
cheaper than that if you do it. If you pay annually, if you click the annual side, it's cheaper than that.
Right.
You still say 30%.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pay 30%. So now on the annual side, the unlimited plan is $828 a year. You pay at one time, you cover it. You save 30%.
And I think, like, when you first sign up, they're gonna send you all of their emails, y'all. This is another amazing thing about Aurelian. That's the owner of Aurelian. You're gonna get a lot of emails, promotional emails from him. But he also give you an offer if you sign up before your like, I guess within 30 days, I think you get the annual for 40% off. So it's cheaper than what you see here. Yeah,
So
it's really good.
if you sign up before your free trial is expired, you get an
Right.
additional 10% off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's good to be basic, like for people who are new to setting up to email marketing campaigns. This is a system that will really teach you for free. They have videos inside, once you get inside, where you can learn how to set email marketing up for free, your funnel up for free. Everything that's offered for free, you can learn how to do that for free. And once you grow and you start offering courses, you can set up your first course for free. I mean, people pay you $25 a month to access, however, whatever you want to charge.
And with a website if you're just going to be doing a dispatch service, your website really don't need to be that extravagant, right?
Right.
Because you're only talking to owner operators. They don't really care about how they want to get in there, see what they need to see, get your services, and keep it moving, right?
Charles, if you want to see the let them see the templates. If you scroll all the way down towards the bottom, it's something about the templates on the bottom, and you can like view them before you even sign up. They really like show you a lot of stuff that let me see, where is it at? Okay, right here where it says template library. Yeah, click there.
So this is how the home pages look, or the dynamic.
Yeah, any kind of templates that you need. I mean, you may need email templates, you may need website templates. Yeah.
Categories,
Templates for the courses, ebooks, everything. Like, this is really good system. A lot of people don't know about it though. I was like, wow, what has been all my life? Because I invested a lot of money before I found out about this. So when I meet people, I mean, it's not costing me anything to pass on the information. It's like you say, it's free.
Yeah, free is always good. Good. So
I mean, you get a lot for free though, compared to a lot of, I mean, some places are so basic, and you be like, wait, why I gotta invest this for monthly for this much? And here, when you get into it, Charles, yourself, and you start looking, you be like, oh yeah, that's a lot of stuff you get for free. Even though I feel like for your business, you're gonna need more than the free one. But for people who are getting started, who are just not learning about websites or trying to learn, as well as, unknown knowledge about email marketing and website building and stuff like that, is really a good platform to start for free. And you can, like, if you pick out a template for where it says website building, if you pick out a different template, you can, it could be for something else, but you can change it and make it your own. You can you're gonna critique it anyway. So
something that's related to what we are dispatching, I was going to say maybe business,
yeah, click on the business one.
and then see some of the templates on the business side.
Yeah,
And
even
you
though it may
also,
not say
well,
anything about dispatching, if you like the template, go for that. Now these kind of look like the ones for email marketing. I'm not sure.
but so if you see, so are you able to also, if you have your own template designs on your computer, can you import or upload into the site as well?
You
And
can upload templates to here, yeah. You can
okay.
upload templates to the site, yeah. You can. Because I didn't find out about the templates until after I had already uploaded my, a site into it. But yeah, you can use these templates. If you don't like these, you can upload your own. And
So
then y'all, if it's like, if you offer a service, like just say if you're offering more than dispatching, if you're setting up their back office for them, everything that you're gonna charge them for, you can set up your PayPal, your Stripe, your Apple Pay, anything. So if you have Stripe, you're going to connect your PayPal and you're going to connect your Stripe. It also has trainers in here to show you how to do that. When you set up your payment system, you can like set your website up for them to make a purchase, invest into other services that you may offer once you start to grow and get your stuff set up where you're offering additional services. Everything from your business can come through your site from here.
it looks like it's I would say it looks like it's at least worth looking at, right?
Right.
At the very least,
Mm-hmm.
worth looking at to consider, especially the word free, right?
What you get for free is, I mean, even the email marketing, by you being able to do your website and the email marketing setup, I personally think everything that's offered for free is good, especially when you're lost and you don't know, the process. The best way to start off is with a template because you don't even know how to put a website together yourself. Once you start doing the template and moving things around, you're going to, stuff going to start, oh, okay, this how, oh, it's easy, but it's still harder trying to create it from scratch. So if you do the template, you're just really changing out the words and moving things around to your liking and changing out the colors and stuff, based on your color scheme for your business and everything like that, and setting it up and connecting your links.
So also to let me ask this question too, because some people may not know this part, but when you do the free or even the monthly ones, you are the webmaster. So even though you're using templates and they're building it like plug and play, are you still able to go in on the back end of it and edit things and stuff like that as like a normal website?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Once you get in, you got access to edit. You can change anything. You could, because I mean, it's just like you were saying about Wix, how it started off. The free one, you get your ABC dispatching dot system.io dot 475 or whatever,
Right.
the little link gravitate to their thing. But when you purchase your domain, you make it your own, and it's just gonna show your website where people click on it. But once you get in, you get access to change, everything if that's what you're asking.
Right. And then testimonials, before you even decide to even consider this, you can look at some of the testimonials and see what people have uh, said about it,
Right.
and then go from there as well. So there's a lot of front end data here prior to you deciding whether you want to use system.io before you use it. You want to get the testimonials, you want to get the pricing, you want
Right.
you want to see the features, right?
I've invested into several, at least 4 different all-in-one platforms, and all of them I paid $99 or more a month for it, but I didn't know anything then. I didn't know nothing. I was just this is the how this will more popular. You don't invest for popular. You invest into things that are gonna make your setup process easy for you. And once you grow and you feel like you outgrowing the basic stuff, then you invest into more, that's available for you. But don't start off investing into something just because it's popular. That's why I personally like system that I went to the best first, and then I gravitated to this one. So it's got to be something special about it because I could have went anywhere. I've learned the process of all of them. So system.io is very simplified for me because I started off with the harder program, the harder all-in-one, the ones
Right.
that you got to set everything up, the harder templates to create. So for me and my clients, I don't even mention the harder things to them. Hey, system.io, that's the way you want to go because I want them to learn. I want to teach you how to fish. I don't want to fish for you, but if you want to, after I try to teach you and you don't do anything with it after so many weeks and you just drag and tell the whole way, okay, so we got to go ahead and get this set up because when you graduate my program, I don't want your website not to be done. I want you to have everything that you came for. Let me help you. How can I assist with getting you on track,
So as new business owners, because I just acquired a second company, and it's all about quality up front as opposed to quantity. You want to
That's
make
true.
sure
That's true.
things are done correctly because your time and resources, especially financial resources, are either limited or they're depleting as you're trying to build or form the new company. Just like with the new dispatch services, you want to value quality more so than you do quantity. You want to make sure it's done right the first time.
Right.
So when you launch, everything will be so with that being said, then you would have to come into an understanding of what are the processes? What's the SOP? What's the standard operating procedures in your business? What do you do first, next, so on and so forth, right? And that's where we come in at, those who run businesses and do that. Hello, Jacqueline. Jacqueline just came in and said hi. Hi, Jacqueline. Um, so yeah, but yeah, this is a good
To
resource.
piggyback off of what you were saying about you don't have to have a website. Also with the system.io, they have different, if you look at I'll go through all the templates and see which one you want. You can set one up like a link tree. You don't have to have a website. It can be a link tree with just your services offered, your business name, blah, blah, blah. It don't have to be a full blown website. So you have options here that you can utilize and take advantage of. And you can start out with the link tree template and the template like the link tree just to get your, something up for them to have access to your services that you offer until you learn. You could take the little course and learn how to put together your website and been doing that on the back end. Once you get it completed and set up, then you just switch it out.
There you go. So there's several. So when it comes to the website as it relates to the dispatch business, there are several options that you can begin with, and then go from there. But this is a great resource to consider, especially the fact that it's free. So, and then at least start off with the free, I guess I'm assuming free for 30 days to kind of get
No,
it.
it's free forever. It's free
Oh,
forever.
you set up for the
You
account.
scroll back up. It says free forever.
Okay.
It's free forever. The only time you have to pay is when your business start to grow and you learn the process and you need more. Just say like you got for the free when you got 2,000 contacts. Once your email list grows and you say, hey, I want access to 5,000, then you get the $27 plan. But it's free forever.
Okay.
You
Gotcha.
never have to upgrade if you don't want to.
But at some point, as you like you said, your business outpaced that free website, then you're going to want to scale up.
Not just the website, just say, we know when the business grows and you start offering more services, you're gonna need more than one course. You're gonna need if you start doing blogs, you're gonna need access to more than one blog. You're gonna need access to more than 15 funnel steps. You can only have one email marketing campaign to start out, but it's free. That's all you need. You knew because you really don't know about it. You know what I'm saying? Take advantage of the free. Once you learn and you decide to grow, you're gonna know when it's time to go to the next step, and
Right.
then you invest in the one that you got to pay for.
So use free as a stepping stone.
Right. And it's free forever. If you never want to upgrade, you never have to. You just use the basic one.
Oh, they got even on the free account, I see they got Stripe integration, Apple
Yeah,
Pay
that's what I was telling you. You set up
integration.
your Stripe when you want to If you
PayPal.
have different services that you offer, and it's the same, your PayPal, Stripe integration, Apple Pay integration, all of that is free.
Wow. Yeah,
It's nice. I mean, to me, because like I said, I invested in the more, extra ones, and it's just extra. It's not, you don't need it if you're not using it, so it really don't matter. What's additional to the higher end ones? You don't pay $97 just to say I got one for $97, and you're only using everything that's included in the free version. That don't make sense. So, and I have to constantly, because they were like, well, what's in the $97? It don't matter. You don't even know nothing about the free one. Focus on that one and then get that
right.
one.
And
They think they're missing something. You're not missing anything you don't know anything about.
and Shanta mentioned a word that some of you may or may not know, so I looked it up for a link tree, right? Linktree right here is a tool that allows users to create a personalized page with multiple links to share with their audience, right? So it's customized pages, not particularly the website, right?
Linktree is free. Yeah.
Yeah, Linktree is free also. So yeah, it houses important links that you want to share with your audience, and your audience being the truck drivers, right? The
And the
owner.
difference between Linktree and System.io, you got access to a all-in-one platform with System.io. Linktree just give you the access to create a platform for your customers or clients to access your link. System.io, you do your email marketing, all of that in an all-in-one platform, which gives you more access to the things that you need in different areas of your business.
Right.
I have a question. Can you hear
Yes,
me?
this is Vancia.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. On System IO, because I'm looking to switch platforms for my tax company, but on System IO, um, like with my what On Point Logistics, I have links to, well, all my links are made in Adobe. That's on my website. Can't I do the same thing in System IO, like link with Adobe, my links with Adobe, like to my dispatcher packet and whatever else I have, forms I have on there? Can I implement them on the free website?
Let me see, scroll back up. I think that is limited to the links on the free one because let's see here what it says about links. Final steps, email sent. You know what? That's a good question. I'm not sure about that.
So what you're saying is Adobe Reader, you're using Adobe Reader as an e-signature type of form, a web form. So when someone when someone clicks that, they can fill out your form on your site and then hit submit, and it comes to you in the form of an email, right?
That is correct.
Okay, so can the free version of System.io do what you're talking about? That's what you're asking.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't think so. We will probably have to.
But that would be more like tags. I'm trying to see if that would be more like tags or
It's linking.
it's limited now. Yeah.
It's linking. So what you're saying to have a form.
I know what she's asking, and it is a way that you can add. I'm almost, you know what? Give me a minute. Let me look on here. I got one already. Let me, because I know what you're saying. Give me 1 minute. I'm almost thinking that you can, but I'm almost thinking that you can't. Because give me a minute. Either way, though, I mean, it still is worth it. How much are you? It just go by like how. So once you look at the System IO and go by like what you're getting now versus what you'll be getting with that one. But
Hmm.
I mean,
Now with
it's
Linktree, you said it's just a page with all the links, so you couldn't even link
right.
that page to the website.
And I put the Linktree link in the chat.
You can, but with the System.io, it's just like everything is included as far as like your, for new people. So I'm saying if you already got that set up, you're not new. But just like for new people, like for their email campaigns and stuff like that, they're not let me see here 1 second.
Well, I would be new if I used the system.
Well, you will be new to this, but no, once you learn one, baby, you learn it's not it's just doing after that. Because I mean all of them are the same.
Excuse me.
Basically, you just gotta learn. Yeah, once you did it, if you use the platform, it's only one way to do it. You just go on that platform and do it. It's not going to be hard for you as if you've never done it before. That's what I'm saying. Because I mean, it was new to me too, but I came and ran through it. So I mean, it's just one setup process really for if you did drag and drop.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one setup process. I'm trying to get to, I think I know what
So
you're asking, but yeah, you're trying to see how many links you can put in here. Let me see.
If I can even put one, is
well, I'm looking at free
I
migration.
know you can put links.
API requests per minute and free migration. That those two may have an
Yeah. Because they're like, okay, so there's one with PayPal. I'm trying to see, because I know when you set it up on the back end, it's been so long since I've done it. But I think what you're asking is, can you have all of your links take you to, I'm trying to see if I can like embed one right quick.
so
Because you gotta see, you have several different pages for let's see what I do.
well, yeah, because I'm trying to eliminate a bill. Is what I'm
What?
trying to
Oh
do,
yeah. Yeah.
and
So yeah.
so
So are you
with
paying more than 27 for it? Like, because okay, so first of all, how many leads do you have?
well, I have links on my tax company page for W-2 employees and Schedule C employees. I mean Schedule C, 1099.
So that's just two
Um,
additional links.
yeah.
Let me see.
It would actually be three.
Yeah, you can. So I'm gonna tell you what for the free one. When you create those links, your regular link for your domain will be your normal link for them to get to your page. But
Mm-hmm.
the free links, it's gonna be like your logistics, whatever dot
Mm-hmm.
system.io for that link. You know what I'm saying? To take them to the,
Yeah.
but I mean, if you're trying to use free, that don't, you feel what
Oh.
I'm saying? Yeah, that's the only
So
difference.
okay. So you can't use your
Mhm.
your domain. Okay. Well, that
You
ain't
can
gonna work.
use your domain initially for your main website, but the link will have, when you create the link, is gonna have for the free one, is gonna be their name on the end of your domain. You know what I'm saying? Like dot
Okay.
system.io after
Okay.
your name. Yeah,
Okay. But
that's
that's
what it
fine
is.
because I
Yeah, I
think
mean, but
everybody
girl,
does
let me
that.
tell you something. Let me tell you something. I had to learn the hard way, and I could have saved so much money. So
Me
the
too.
reason I'm telling y'all this is just to avoid mistakes going forward. When you first get started, you be worried about them links, girl. With people, if they're interested in you, they buying you, but they ain't buying the link. They don't care what it say, as long as it's taking them to the page where they need to purchase whatever you're trying to offer or to get the information that's needed. It's not like you're selling something from those links, but even if you were, they don't care about that. They're buying you. They're not buying the link.
Yeah. Okay, it's good info. Thank you.
thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Now, I don't know if you guys have been keeping an eye on the industry. What is the mood of the industry right now as it relates to a dispatcher and the trucking on the trucking side? And the rates since the ending of that 3-day strike with the ports, right? Have you, for those of you who are or looking at the load boards, and are you seeing different numbers? Are you seeing the rates going up? Are you seeing them staying the same? Are you seeing them less? What's the mood of the industry right now as it relates to rates on the load boards? And go ahead.
I haven't really checked them out this week, man. Since the strike and everything, I'm really not abreast of what the numbers looking like this week. To be honest with you,
So let's go to um,
but, well,
let's see what trend lines says, right? Let's see what the numbers trend lines are saying or are reporting for the three major equipment types to kind of give you an idea. And then also you can look on the load board to see what the brokers are posting, what the rates are, because a lot of those containers that have those shipments, the freight in those containers, once the strike ended, those ships are coming off the coast of the Atlantic and the Pacific in some cases, and going back into the ports, and those goods still have to be delivered. They just sat there for 3 days because the strike was only 3 days, right? But still, it's created what's called a bottleneck or some congestion or what's called a backlog. We call it in the industry a backlog because things were backed up for 3 days, even though thank God it was only 3 days. If it was a week or 2 weeks, it would have been a larger backlog, right? Because things were coming from overseas to to the US, but they had to sit off the coast because it was an East Coast and a Gulf Coast strike for 3 days. So those ships had to sit off the coast of the East Coast and the Gulf Coast for a few days and then come inland to the ports to get those goods offloaded with those containers and then shipped inland or drayed, I should say, inland. So right now for the dry van, these are the rates in the different areas, the zones, right? So still not good, right? They're terrible actually, but and then let's see the flatbed national rates are okay, not bad. Still not good. It could be better, but the closer to $3 a mile for a flatbed, the better. 257 in the southeast region or zone of the country. I'm in Virginia right here, so we're flatbed. And then the reefers. Let's go to the reefer national rates and see what the rates are. So 262 out of the Midwest. So out of the Midwest zone. So yeah, but better than earlier this year. So yeah, they are. Yes, Cherie, how are you? Yes, they are better, a little bit better. So imagine if the strike was another week as opposed to 3 days, how that would affect. How would a strike a week as opposed to 3 days would have affected the rates for the carriers? Would it have went up or down? What do you guys think? Let's use logic here too. Let's use some logic and common sense a little bit. Right? I'm a customer, I'm a shipper. I ordered something from China, and all of a sudden I realized it got to the country, but there's a strike at the ports to get my shipments in here. So there's a higher demand for me to get them. I need my stuff because my customers need to purchase these products, and I need these products to keep my business running. So you truck drivers need to get this stuff delivered to me as soon as possible. Well, we can't get them to you, sir. The East Coast ports are on strike. The union over there of the ILA, the International Longshoremen's Association, are fighting against the major shipping lines, which is the United States Maritime Alliance, right? The USMX. And they're striking over pay and over automation. Until they come to an agreement, those ships are going to insist, well, I need my product, right? Says the shipper, right? So that's another reason why. So once it ended, now again, there's a backlog. Those shipments that are off the coast and those ships have to get into the ports, get clear customs, right? And then get loaded on a chassis trailer and drayed inland to their destination, or truckloaded inland if it's further over the road, OTR, right? So that's how it works. You know, the law of supply and demand. So imagine if that strike was 3 weeks or a month, how much more of a backlog these products off the coast of the ocean would have been. Are you guys familiar with what's the name of that website that has the I forget that has it has in real time the vessels off the coast, um marine traffic. There it is. It came back to me. Jeez. Thank goodness. Marinetraffic.com. If I spell it right, I misspelled it. I apologize. Let me go back and correct that spelling. Take that away. Right here, marine traffic. So look at all this. See this? marinetraffic.com. And so this is, let's bring it down a little bit, minimize it. There we go. So all these different color things right here, right, that we don't care to see. These are like different types of vessels. This is in real time. These are vessels off the coast of, this is South America, Brazil, and all these other countries. Here's North America, all the vessels and stuff off the coast, right? So let's just look at that. All the real time. I don't want to show you the real time vessels, but the cargo vessels off the East Coast. Let's blow this up a little bit just for the East Coast of the United States. Right here. And they're color coded, right? For different types of vessels. Right? So excuse all these pop-ups. I gotta take that pop-up blocker on my computer out the way so it won't do that. But anyway, I'm in Virginia, so here's Norfolk. So we got Sarah Oldendorf, which is a vessel. Here's one coming out of Fort Lauderdale, but it's off the coast of Norfolk, right? Here's some other ones, Pocahontas, here's Richmond. So there are all these vessels, they're different color codes. So the cargo vessels, I think they're light blue, I believe. So let me make sure. Vessels. Okay, let me try to log into marine traffic. Exodus. All right, so we're logged in to marine traffic, right? So this has an indirect, but a worth noting effect on you dispatchers, because this could indirectly affect you as well, because your carriers at some point may grab some freight that's coming into the country from overseas off of a vessel, off of a cargo vessel, right? And having to either, like, if you got a carrier who's running to the ports with a power only unit, right? Or if you got a carrier who has a dry van trailer and needs to take something from inland and take it over the road from an inland, what is that called? A CFS, what's called a CFS, container freight station, where containers are stored. They come in inland and they get to another warehouse inland and they get stored there, but they got to be consolidated or deconsolidated, broken down into the shipments. And then your truck may come in there and load their truckload and take it somewhere else. So there's an indirect effect with that. So let's look at these vessels here. Okay, so now these are all the different vessels and where they're located, but I'm not gonna get into that, which I don't want to confuse you guys with that information there. I just wanted to show you that the information, let's go back to the live map. The information here with all these ships, everything you see color coded are ships. They're different types of ships. Some are oil tankers, vessels carrying oil. Some are carrying cargo. Some are carrying containers, things like that, right? So, this is, look at this. This looks like a traffic jam. All this stuff. This looks like a traffic jam. This is the actual North Atlantic Ocean. And these are all vessels that contain either cargo freight, oil, or whatever. But look how the world operates, right? Unbeknownst to us, the world operates this way. Things are going on in the world that we have no idea, but we're involved in this type of industry where things get moved. Yes, CFS is a container freight station. It is used as a temporary hub to store overflow containers that's coming in. So when containers come into the country, certain ports and certain yards may not have room to store them. So they have to be shipped to what's called a CFS, container freight station, and then picked up inland to be transported OTR over the road to its last mile destination. So yes, CFS, container freight station. And you can have a warehouse and use it as a container freight station. and you can get paid for that, especially if the warehouse is a bonded warehouse, right? Or if it's a what's called an FTZ, a foreign trade zone, where you can let containers get in there, what's called duty or tariff tax free, right? So there's several ways to make money. If you're in a position to get a warehouse a few miles, let's say 5 to 10 miles off of a coast or off the port from a port city, you can probably use it as a CFS, container freight station, and store the freight in there. The container's going to come off the vessel to your container freight station. The goods are going to get offloaded. You're going to put it in your inventory on the racks and store it into your warehouse management system. And then whenever that company needs their freight, they're going to bring a truckload trailer to come get it, or an LTL trailer to come get it. And you're charging for every piece in that system from the time it gets brought to your CFS, your container freight station, to be offloaded. You're charging for that. You're charging to put it in your inventory. You're charging to scan it in, to receive it. You're charging to consolidate it and deconsolidate it. You're charging for everything, right? So, but back to the dispatcher's perspective right here, your driver has an indirect, or your driver has, I'm sorry, a direct effect. You as a dispatcher has an indirect effect, because you may one day dispatch a carrier who's going to be a part of this puzzle, if you will, right? Going to the ports to get freight, or even inland. If you notice, there's some stuff inland right here that got shipped inland to certain areas. You see, so I just wanted to show you that maritime marine traffic stuff.
How can I pull up that map?
Um, marinetraffic.com, you would have to create your own account, create your own free account, login, username and passwords. They got it for, did you know they had it for air traffic too? You want to see planes? There's a certain number of planes in the sky, air traffic stuff too. Remember that publication I gave you guys to look at? Let me go there. That had all the websites on it. Let's go back up here. Right here, publications. This PDF, I gave you all the publications, all the websites. Marine traffic is on here, right there. Marine traffic, and then here's one: flight radar and flight aware. These shows the airplanes in the sky, air traffic control. So if you go to these sites and create a login, you'll see the same thing with the airplanes as you do here with the vessels, the airplanes in the sky, either passenger planes or air cargo. Remember, we got different modes of transportation. Remember that we said in transportation there are different modes of transportation. Remember, air cargo, rail, trucking, and ocean.
So
right?
how do we use this the maritime one? Is it safe to say that that's a lane where the turquoise arrows are from Pennsylvania to Louisiana, that's a busy lane?
I'm not sure if it's safe to say that, but it
Okay.
is a busy lane, but I'm not sure if it's safe to put it. Yeah, I get your question. That's interesting. I will have to do some research on that, because I'm not sure. You said from Pennsylvania to,
Yeah, you see how all the turquoise dots and arrows lead in a straight line from Pennsylvania down to Louisiana?
correct. I'm looking at it now. Yep. That could also be because of the they're probably taking a local river through the United States, probably the Mississippi. It looks like
Oh,
going
yeah.
going down
Oh,
to,
it's a barge. Okay.
yeah, it's a bar. So they're taking a shortcut, if you will. So that because of the ports, they just came out of this strike. So there's a lot
Interesting.
there's a lot of intermovable parts in transportation that we're unaware of, right? Well, I want you to, but we want to focus on the dispatching piece too. But you have an indirect effect with this, though. You can get involved indirectly with this, you know. But to get involved directly with this from a dispatching perspective, you would have to pivot into something more like drayage, like customs brokering, freight forwarding. You would have to get with some information with the CBP, Customs Border Protection. If you want to get into this world, global logistics, because you're dealing with not only you're dealing with importing and exporting, import export, right? because you got stuff coming from out of the country. It cleared customs leaving, exporting out of the foreign country, and now it has to clear customs importing into our country, the United States. And that's a two-way process, right? The freight forwarders in the foreign country had to send a customs invoice if it's being exported to the United States freight forwarder to pay that invoice to have that product brought into this country and clears customs. The customs broker on the export side had to do their paperwork properly and then send it to the customs broker on the import side in our country. You understand what I'm saying? That it's a process, right? So to get the products, there's a whole lot of intermovable parts to get international goods into the country. China is one of the largest foreign trade countries in the world, right? So we deal with China a lot. Now, there was a time about 15, 20 years ago, we had started the process of outsourcing a lot of production and manufacturing overseas because of the cheap labor. Now, at this point, we kind of wish we didn't because now we're at a level of dependency on those foreign countries. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah.
Right? We're dependent on them now, right? So it's crazy. And they're setting the bar. So now we need to bring back manufacturing in the United States and bring jobs back to United States citizens with manufacturing and things like that. Like where I'm from, Detroit, there was the big three automakers, Ford, Chrysler, and GM. They were headquartered in Detroit, right on West Grand Boulevard, right? Lee Iacocca with Chrysler. Then you had the Ford family, and then you had General Motors. Right? I actually shook Lee Iacocca's hand when I was a kid. When we were in school, we had a you know how you in school, you get on those yellow buses, you go on those field trips, right? We went down to the Chrysler headquarters and he came downstairs and we all shook his hand. So, but it was a good time back then, though. But those jobs are gone now, and they were
Go on
outsourced.
the yellow bus, Charles.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't the short yellow bus; it was the long one, right? But yes, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? So yeah, but so how do we roll this into what we're trying to do now? Is it even we're dispatchers, right? We're independent freight dispatchers. We still need to understand where our lane is when it comes to certain things, or even better yet, do we have a lane in this particular demographic, right? This part, with the vessels and things like that. Do us as dispatchers have a lane in this market, or should we just stick to the inland truckload mode of transportation, right? That should be the question you should be asking yourself, right? Outside of just doing the basics, getting your company up and running, getting it official with the EIN, things like that, finding the carrier and all these other stuff. But even if you find a carrier, you have to understand would the lane or will the lane pay that carrier enough for them to make money for themselves and their family, and you to make money as a dispatcher, right? So there's a microscopic view of this, and there's a macroscopic view of this market right now, right? We are looking at the macro, which is the larger view of it. We're looking at global logistics now, right? Right? You're looking at this map. The micro piece is just the over the road piece, just the trucking side itself. And where do you fit in as a independent freight dispatcher? Or do you fit in both, or do you only have a role in one specific side of it, just a micro section? That'd be the question you would ask yourself. I mean, I can help you answer that. It's an easy answer, but looking at this right now, it's more micro for you guys because the trucking guys, some of these trucking companies are saying, well, the rates are starting to pick up a little bit because of the backlog of containers because of the strike, right? So those goods still have to be delivered to the customer's customer, right? The receiver, which is the customer of the shipper. So there's a backlog, which is going to force the rates to go up because they have to get there quicker now because there was a delay because of the strike. Supply and demand again, right? So
So, Mr. Money, that means the broker not gonna haggle about the prices right now. He gonna get them on down the road, basically.
if he does, he's an idiot.
I want to circle back on you, man. You asked us at the beginning of this soliloquy about how is this going to affect the prices? So is this telling me that with this little the little strike or whatever,
Uh,
the number should be trending up right now, right?
it should be trending up because because
Okay.
it's supply and
Oh,
demand. The customers,
oh,
the receivers are demanding what they purchased. And because there's been a 3-day delay at the ports, their demand is growing, right? They need
okay.
it quicker, right?
Right.
I'm a receiver. I purchased a product that had to be shipped into the country. I can care less if there was a strike. I paid for my goods. I still want them. So now it's forcing the brokers and the shippers to get those products caught up to the customer's demand that when they wanted them, the time that they
Right.
wanted. So it's going to
Right.
force them to pay more to get that done.
Let
You
me ask you something, Mr.
follow what I'm
Munder.
saying?
Yes, sir. Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
To get into this arena right here with this macro right here, um, is it easy for us to get drivers onboarded to ports?
So the type of drivers you get that you're saying as far as a dispatch service,
Yes, for me being a dispatch service and a carrier wants to start getting action at the ports.
right? So you're going to get into a concept called drayage or dray. A drayman is the drayman is the driver, the person who drayage is just picking up from the ports and driving it a small distance to a last mile destination. That's called drayage. And the if you get a driver and you're trying to deal with a broker who deals with the ports, that broker is going to require the driver to have the access to get to the ports, which is called UIIA. UIIA, the driver's going to have the actual driver of the car is going to have a TWIC card, and then the company that the driver, if they are the driver themselves or they work for a company as a driver, is going to have SCAC. So, what do I mean when I say that? The UIIA is the Uniform Intermodal Interchange and Facilities Access Agreement. That's literally what it stands for. But all it means is that that company or that owner operator is authorized to come to the port to pick up containers from either one specific shipping line or all the shipping lines, depending on which shipping lines they selected when they did the UIIA application. Because you can select, it'll be, if you are going to be a drayage company driving to pick up containers from a port, any ports, if you fill out the UIIA application as a driver, it is best for that driver to select all shipping lines for that particular port. So, like for example, if you go to the port, the Norfolk port, Port of Norfolk, and let's say that there's 7 shipping lines there, Maersk, OOCL, whatever the names of the shipping lines, and you're trying to access the ports to work with all the shipping lines, then you check the boxes for all the shipping lines when you are applying for UIIA access as a driver. This is a driver for drayage. It would not be wise for them just to select specific shipping lines because that even though that specific shipping line operate out the port, they may not have freight that particular day. So it would be wise to have you would have all the shipping lines because now you increase your chances to get freight from any of the shipping lines, whether some have their freight there or not. And then you would get with the broker to see which shipping lines they are affiliated with and that they have containers coming out of for their customers. That's where you come in as a dispatcher with your driver. You just get set up with the driver you do the same thing, dispatch agreement, limited power of attorney as you do with a regular truck driver over the road with the ports. You just dealing with specifically with the ports now. There's no different in the setup process between you, the dispatcher, and the driver. It's just that the driver is only coming out of the ports. They're not going over the road. That's all. But your process of setting up with them, getting under your dispatcher agreement is the exact same. You just got to make sure if you're going to deal with port drivers that they have power only units, right? And that they are UIIA certified or they have the access and that they have the driver who's going to access the port with UIIA has a TWIC card, TWIC, Transportation Worker Identification Credential. That's what TWIC stands for. And that the company that they're running for, whether it's their company as an owner operator or if they are a company driver, has what's called a SCAC code, which identifies the company because that company may have more than one asset or more than one truck, right? Those trucks are assets, right? So SCAC stands for Standard Carrier Alpha Code. It is an alphanumeric code that identifies trucking companies, irregardless of the number of assets. So you got, let's say one trucking company has 10 trucks, another one has 7, but one SCAC code covers that trucking company with the 10 trucks, another SCAC code covers that trucking company with the 7 trucks because they're all running. You may have 2 trucks from the same company, but they're going to use the same SCAC code to be identified once they access the ports. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they'll be in the port authority system. Hey, we're coming in under SCAC ABC 123. Oh, you work for General Trucking Company. Another one of your guys is in here. He came in here earlier. So, regardless of how many trucks, if they use that one SCAC code, they're coming in on that. They're representing that same company, General Trucking or whatever they call themselves, right? So those are the credentials that you would want your power only truck driver, owner, operator to have if they want to access and do what's called drayage or do port work, right?
Okay.
Right. So
Okay.
then uh Vancius mentioned chassis. So she mentioned the chassis. So you can either have your own chassis if you are an owner operator with your own chassis, or there is a chassis, there's usually a chassis pool or a pool of uh, chassis trailers at the ports where your driver will have to wait in line, depending on how busy they are, wait in line to snatch a chassis trailer or rent a chassis trailer for like 1 or 2 days to go pick up that container and put it on that chassis trailer, get it out, and then get that container back before the LFD, the last free day. Otherwise, you're going to incur what's called demurrage fees. If you get that chassis back past the last free day time, then well, not you specifically the dispatching company, but the driver. You got detention and demurrage as part of drayage. Demurrage means that if you don't get that chassis, you got a certain time to get a chassis, rent it, get that container to its destination, get it offloaded, live unload, and then get that empty container back to the port so it can go back on the vessel and get out of the country, right? So the vessel comes in with a container, it gets offloaded off the vessel onto a chassis gets shipped or drayed to let's say a warehouse, then there's a live unload of the goods off of that container, and then that empty container now gets from on that chassis gets brought back to the ports before the last free day, which is usually about 2 or 3 days, depending on the agreement between the broker and the company. It gets back to the port before the last free day so that they can get loaded back onto the vessel to get out of the country because that chassis, that container does not belong to the U.S. It is a foreign. It belongs to either the VOCCs or the NVOCCs, the non-vessel owning cargo carriers, right? Because they rent space on the vessel, the NVOCCs, the non-vessel owning cargo carriers. They have their chassis. They rent the space. They put the goods on there, and they just rent. That's how they make their money, right? So, but there's a lot of intermovable parts in drayage and in container work and stuff like that. The important piece for you, Jamal, and everybody else, if you're going to entertain dispatching carriers to the ports, is to make sure that your carrier has their UIIA credential, meaning that they can access the port, and they're going to check. If your carrier gets to a port gate and the security checks their credentials and they don't have UIIA, guess what? They're getting turned around. They're not getting on that port. It's not going to happen. So if they don't have UIIA, let's say they have UIIA, if the driver don't have a TWIC card, the driver who's driving that power only, guess what? They're not getting on that port. The driver does not have a transportation worker identification credential. The only thing that may happen is the third one, the SCAT code. Your driver may get on the port if they have UIIA, a TWIC card, but don't have a SCAT code, which is rare, but let's say it happens. they may say, hold on, please, pull it over to the side, and they may call the company and verify it, even if you don't have a SCAT code. But if you don't have the first two, it's not happening. You're not getting on the port without UIIA or a TWIC. You may get past there barely without a SCAT code, but the other two you got to have, or your driver has to have. So that's there's no ifs, ands, or buts around that. So hopefully I didn't.
Can I circle back one more time, Mr. Monday?
Yes, sir.
When y'all was talking about the system IO and it being free,
Uh-huh.
and it can be free forever, unless you
Yes,
want to upgrade, right?
correct.
Uh, uh,
And we have a young lady that's used it. So Shanta. But go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. So at the end of the day, what's the ticket for the domain though? Even if you're getting it for free for I guess unlimited time for you to purchase, for you to have the domain to be yours and yours on, what's the ticket for that?
So the free version, you're going to get their domain in your link, like www.jamalsdispatchservice.systemio.com, right? You may have their name in your free version, but once you decide to purchase a domain, the pricing plans for it, we were looking at different pricing. I think it was $27 a month, $47 a month, and like $97 a month, something like that, depending on and the reason for the different prices because they have different features that they give you. So you just decide based on number one, your affordability, and then based on number two, the features you want for your website. So the more features you want, then it's obvious you're going to pay more money for more features, right? So you may not want the $27 a month. You may want the $47 a month because it gives you more features than the $27 a month, right? That makes sense, right? And then the $97 a month one gives you more features, even more so than the $47 a month one, right? That makes sense. So the higher the number, you're going to get more out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So but yeah, when you decide, and you'll like Shanta said, you'll know when you're ready to purchase a domain with extra features and move away from the free version because your company is growing. You're like, okay, I want to keep pace with my growth, so I want to get my website, scale my website to the point to keep pace with what my movement is in my company as I'm growing, right?
Yeah, from what I can see though, I think the free version might be adequate for me for my little dispatch server. I don't think I need much more than what they're offering right there. I don't think I even need the domain.
Well, I think you need a domain eventually because you want to have your own so the domain gives you more freedom. You can do whatever you want and your own content and things like that. When you have a non-domain website and you're under the domain, if you will, of the hosting company, in this case system.io, you're not as independent as you need to be being having your own domain. It brands your company, it markets you better, right? And you can do more with it. Now, if you honestly feel that you can be okay without a domain, then go for it by all means. I would not
But for
discourage.
me to have the domain, Mr. Money, I would have to pay the upgrade prices, right?
That's correct. 27 a month,
Right,
47 a month, or
right.
97 a month. Yeah, that is true.
Oh, down,
Yeah.
down.
And but
Yeah,
see, but you have to understand, Jamal, that's part of the cost of doing business,
yeah,
right? And that's good. That goes for anything, right? When
yeah.
you want to create a company, just like me, I just created this other company. That's just part of the cost of doing business. You
Mm.
gotta.
I also want to make, excuse me for one moment. With system.io, you know, when the something changed. When I first joined it, you used to can use at gmail.com domain, but now in order to use their domain, like if in order to use your own domain, if you scroll down, you can, and I back to what On Point Logistics was saying, you can only get one. If you scroll down, it does say only one domain with the free one. So for one personalized domain, which is your own, you have access to custom domain right there is one you get with the free one. And then when you pay the 27, you get three. So that means that anything that you create with your domain attached to it, with the
Oh,
free one, you get one.
oh,
And that one can be used for your website, but also your email marketing campaigns are set up, you know, to come from your domain to show that it's from you. So if you use theirs, you cannot use a gmail.com domain with System.io system anymore. They changed that last year.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like when you send your emails, like you can send your business, just say what he's saying. If he don't want a domain, so he's gonna use a generic domain, which is whatever his business name at gmail.com. You can't use System.io to set up your email marketing campaigns with a generic domain anymore because something about the law change. You remember, Charles?
I
Something.
understand. I understand
Yeah.
why. I understand why.
I think all platforms now require you to use a full domain as your personal domain versus at gmail.com, at yahoo.com, you know, to send out email marketing campaigns.
Right, but look at the logic. I see the logic behind that, though. Right, it makes
Right,
sense.
I do too. I mean, it's just forcing you to do business, right? That's all it's doing.
That's exactly what it's doing. Yeah. Right. So you can in business you can take shortcuts, but don't take too many shortcuts when you're gonna uh give yourself a disservice as a business operator, right? As a business owner, right? You want to do everything for the low. I get it. You want to do as much free.
Right.
You want to do as much
Free, and also remember, free don't always mean best. So System.io is free to a certain extent, but I did add, but you do have to get your own domain to personalize for your own business branding, which you should want to do anyway. Because if you send out email marketing campaigns with Gmail, most of the time they get kicked back. They don't even make it to the customer. The system will kick them back. Google will kick them back when you send them, if they're coming from at gmail.com, when you're doing email marketing campaigns. So if you want that to be used that way, to be utilized as a different source to reach out to your customers, your potential clients, you definitely want a personalized domain. And they're cheap. For a year, it is really cheap. $20 a year.
What is this? Is this Gmail hosting or Google hosting?
What do you mean? Like, I mean,
This is
I can't see the top of it. There we go. Okay.
System.io. It's
That's really cheap. $20 for the year for what do you get for $20? The domain and an email address?
So it's free. No, it's the system is free to use. So this was introduced to to everyone who don't want to start right off paying to set up a website. It's free for one personalized domain, which is your own domain.com, your website. I'm sorry, your personalized domain to set it up if you're not ready to start paying for a website. And it has a website templates included free for you to set up if you're new to setting up your website. And it also includes unlimited emails for your email marketing. You get 3 sales funnels you can set up, 15 sales funnels. Everything in this first line is free. When your business grows, or if you're already doing business in a different platform, you just want to save money. If the things in the second column under the $27 is enough for you, then get that one. However, whichever column is for you, but it's an amazing platform. It's an all-in-one platform to help people stay on track under one platform.
What's the name of it?
System.io. What's the name of it? It's in the link is in Charles dropped the link up top.
Right, System.io. I'm gonna put it again so you can have it there.
Y'all help me understand what this means right here where it say 2,000 contacts. So I'm limited to just being able to reach out to 2,000 people or something. What that mean?
Right, that's the that's the email campaign. You get 2,000 contacts. You can contact 2,000 people in your email campaign. So if you want to send out an email blast, if you will, we call it an email blast. So if you want to send one message to multiple people at the same time, they're telling you can do, in this one, the free version, you can do 2,000 people with that one template. So you might send out one template, say Jamal's dispatching service, and you're explaining what you do in the body of your email. You create your campaign or your template or your script, whatever you call it, and then you put 2,000 contacts in that send, and you hit send, but that one message hits 2,000 emails, 2,000 contacts. That's what that means, 2,000.
And I can do that only one time a month? What?
Now,
no, your contact, the amount of people that you're allowed to contact in the free one is 2,000. So once you get 2,001 people in your contact list, then you got to go to the $27 a month. Anything over
You
2,000,
can
and
launch
then the next
many
one is five. The limit
programs.
is 5,000.
Now, when you say contact, that mean they responded or just people I reached out to?
You
People,
reached out to
people
them.
that
Let's say you reached out to somebody. You either did a funnel that you grabbed 2,000 contacts, their email into some kind of funnel, some kind of system that you use, or you built
Yeah.
it up over time that you were talking to people at a truck stop or whatever, and you just happened to just accumulated 2,000 emails from
Okay.
different truck drivers over time. However you got it, whether through an automated process or manually, you can send out a
Yeah, whether they
campaign.
opted into your email funnel, your sales funnel, or something like that, you can always create an opt-in to build your contact list. Like you just can't reach out to people. They have to, most of the time they want them to opt in from some kind of source that you're giving them, whether they go to your website and you have an opt-in form for them to be able to set it up, or however. Most of the time you want them to opt in because you want them to be legitimate contacts.
Right. So the same way that so Shanta just mentioned opt-in, the same way when we first went to this website, before the website opened up to the landing page, there was what's called a light box that popped up that said, "Hey, get our free website for free. Send us your email." That's an opt-in process, a concept. You just type in your email to hit send. Now you just opt in to them. You gave them your email. The same thing you would have truck drivers or whoever you're trying to get with do with you. You would set up some kind of campaign, some kind of
And
funnel.
opting in means that you're giving them permission to email you, send
Correct.
you email campaigns, and have you on their email list to send you information about their business, their services that they offer. Same thing you're going to do with your customers.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So this is the part of the, well, not only the cost of doing business, but the part of the process of doing business. Some of the back end work that needs to be done by whether you're in dispatching or any type of business. Some of the
Right.
some of the processes that need to be done as a business owner in order to draw potential customers, right? To draw them to you. You know, you're drawing them to you, you're funneling traffic, and you're doing it based off of what you say, the type of lingo you're saying, and the interest that you're trying to get them to go. Go ahead. I mean to cut you off. Go ahead, Jamal.
No, you good. The System IO, is that the same platform that has the link tree?
The link tree is something separate. This is the full blown website platform where it does other features than a specific link tree, right? The link tree that you can just set that up to go directly to a specific page. Like you may have some kind of integration with like Adobe Reader, right? Or some type of e-signature software that you want them to just go to that particular location to fill out that specific. Let's say you have a dispatcher agreement link, carrier profile link tree, and a limited power of attorney link tree specifically, right? Not a website or full-blown website, right? Now your full-blown website can also have that information in a web form in the website, but if you don't want the full-blown website, you can substitute that with link trees. Okay.
Okay, I get it. I got it.
All right.
But Linktree is different from, this is an all-in-one platform. Linktree is just a specific place that you go to provide your links to your, different services that you offer, different documents that you offer through your business,
Right.
or
So
that you want
so it
your
can
people to
integrate.
have
So it can
access to.
integrate. So it can integrate with like something like DocuSign. You may have a DocuSign
Right.
account. You created a DocuSign account for your dispatch agreement, your limited power of attorney, and your carrier profile. You can create a link tree or three link trees for that matter. Three link trees, one for the dispatch agreement, one for the carrier profile, and one for the limited power of attorney that connects to your DocuSign forms, and then you just send the link tree link to the person that you want to fill out the forms. And
Okay.
they click the link tree link and they fill out the forms. They hit submit, and it still does the same thing. It still comes to you in the form of an email notification. Hey, somebody filled this out. You open it up, and there's a completed form filled out on your end,
So
form of an
That's
email.
what I need you to help me with
I
right there,
have a
Mr.
question.
Charles. That's what I need to get help set up right there.
Okay, what I just
I
said.
have mhm.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a
Who was that?
question, Charles.
Yes.
Vancia. Okay, so let me make sure I understand what Linktree is, because the way I do it, and it's kind of difficult when the way I do it is I save all of my links. I email myself my links. So anytime I want to go send somebody the link via text or anywhere, I have to go to my email, grab the link, and send them the link to the carrier packet or whatever form that they're trying to fill out. So what I'm understanding is Linktree is something like that as well.
So right here, I
Like
brought it
it's
to the
just
screen.
storing.
So let's review it. If you can see my screen, let's review it right here. What is Linktree and how does it work? Right? So right here, Linktree is a tool that allows users to create a personalized landing page with multiple links to share with their audience on social media. Users can add links to their profile description on social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, yada yada yada, right? So here's how it works. You got to first create a Linktree account, username and password, basically the steps that you need to create the actual Linktree account. And then after you create the account, you'll have a username and password, whatever you decided that was. Vancia Williams, the username, and then ABC123 the password, or whatever you decide that is, right? So you sign up for that account. You're going to create it. And then you specify what links you want. Here is probably where you're going to put your integrated programs that you use, Adobe Reader, DocuSign, whatever e-signature software that you want to make Linktree compatible, if you will, if I'm saying it correctly, right? And then you get to customize your page with fonts and backgrounds and all that stuff. And then when you're done with that, you're going to copy the URL, the link, and paste it wherever you need to paste it at, either in the body of an email to someone, maybe text it to your truck driver, whatever, right? They click the link, it's going to open up to that location so that they can fill out the forms, dispatch agreement, limited power of attorney, and carrier profile. In our cases, as dispatch services, right? But if it was something else, it would be whatever it is. But you're gonna integrate your e-signature software, whatever software you're using to create e-signatures, Adobe Reader, Adobe Sign, um, PDF Escape, DocuSign, whatever you're using, into the Linktree account, and then you customize it with your page and fonts and colors. You pretty it up on the front end, and then when you're done with that, the link to that Linktree you want to send to the party that you're trying to get under a dispatcher agreement.
Hmm.
Okay.
Right. And they will have to answer her question, everything that you like how you have yours set up. It was simple. The link tree was simplified because once you give them the link to Linktree, it will give them, they will go to the page with access to your carrier package, your Adobe link. All of that will be in one place, so they can go use the one link to have access to all of the forms that you're giving them they need to fill out for you, each in individual link in
Right.
one place.
So
Yeah.
that answered my question, because I was curious, can one Linktree link have access to all the forms you?
Yeah, click on images, Charles. Click on images. It should show you how to set up. Images, right? Yeah. You see how it is? If you click on one, each block has its own link to whatever. Like if you got your dispatcher form, you got your carrier
Right.
packet, if you got your Adobe link, each one of them, each individual, um, click on the where it says link tree. Click on that green one at the bottom left right there. That's how it looks. And it like each block is like if you got your carrier packet at the first one, you're gonna label that on carrier packet. If you got the second one, or whatever, what is that?
Dispatch agreement.
Power of attorney.
Right.
The third one, you know how your Adobe link, each one individually, they will have one link tree link will take them to this page, and this page is gonna have all of your links listed in one place.
So this takes the place of if you
Of a
don't
website, yeah.
if
That's
you
what I
don't
said.
want
If you
or
wanted to
need
simplify it.
if you don't want to need a full-blown
Fantastic.
website, you just want to create link trees to get straight to the point, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Can I ask a
Yeah.
question here?
Yes.
I just want to be clear because this sounds fabulous. Okay.
Yeah.
It really does. Okay. So she said each block will be a link to something. So when they click on that block, it goes to a web page.
Yes, it goes to whatever you have linked to it. Whatever domain you have under there. Just say if you have your carrier packet for the first block, when they click that, you're gonna have the label carrier packet. For your carrier to access your carrier packet, click here or whatever you want to label it as. When they click there, it's gonna take them to the link for your carrier packet. Once they get that done, they come back to the link tree. To do the Adobe sign form for the next one, Adobe's for you to sign for your Adobe documents, click here. Click there, it's gonna take them to the Adobe link. Yeah, so each one you have to connect it to set it up first, in order for it to do that. But once you have it set up, it's set up for good. You just give them the one domain to your link tree and they have access to all of your forms here, each and individually.
So I'm glad she said it like that. So each block, so remember, look at the word link tree, right? So now each block you can
It's a tree of links. That's all
right.
it is.
So
Yeah.
each block, I look at it as a branch on the
Right.
tree. Each block could be like considered a branch. So each branch, so the first branch can contain the link to your, let's say I'll use DocuSign, all of them DocuSign. You may use Adobe Sign. Let's say Adobe Sign. Adobe Sign for the dispatcher agreement. The next block, Adobe Sign for the limited power of attorney. The next block or branch, Adobe Sign for the carrier profile. Right? So you only need 3 blocks or 3 branches on the tree. Trees have branches, right? So each tree, as dispatchers, we only need 3 branches: dispatcher agreement, limited power of attorney, carrier profile.
You can have this. So I've used both. The only thing about a link tree is it lacks detailed information about your services, because for the first time you're contacting a carrier, Linktree isn't going to give them the information they're looking for. You're only giving them links to access documents that you provide or
But
that's
that's
needed for them
okay.
to set up for you.
That's fine. This is just the closing process.
Right.
So
That
this is
you can
going to
be using that
simplify
for
the
a
closing
secondary
process.
closing process.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the alternative to a full-blown website.
Right.
This gets specifically to the point. Yeah.
Well, it would help me a lot better because I always have to log into my email and search
Right.
for the links that I'm trying to send when I would
Right.
just have one link and then I can send them, like, say, because I have the direct debit form
Oh,
as well to automatically deduct my pay,
yeah.
my
Oh, Lord,
percentage
yeah. Yeah,
after
you
a
going.
certain time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
Once
You
you and
going.
the carrier make the agreement, the link tree is excellent for them. Okay, so you ready to get set up? So then you send them the link tree link after they looked
exactly.
around your website and
Yeah.
yeah, I see.
There we
Okay,
Yeah,
I can
go.
do this.
Marcia, you
Yeah,
going
this to
down the
close
down
them.
the street, around the corner, up the road.
Right. Yeah. Both of them can be useful.
Now, you spoke about 3 branches. Could I have a 4th branch for my notary?
You can have however many
You can
branches you
have,
want.
yeah, you can have how many that the software limits you to, if it does.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You can have a branch that gives you a brief overview of a description of your company.
Because one
You
of
can
them,
also have a branch to your main website. I mean,
one of them
however
document.
you want to personalize it and set it up is, like I said, all free is limited, but is excellent for basic, like on point logistics needed. She's double working herself by having to go back, get the link copy, do all that. Just send one link tree. Everything that you need to get set up is here,
There
and
you
just
go.
give them, give them a quick rundown, and they got it.
It doesn't
That
necessarily replace
limits
the
your
website, because your website is going to have all of your, your big information out there.
Right.
So
Right. That's what
this
I
is
was
just going
saying.
to be for
It's
the
good
closing
for
procedures.
Right.
links. It's not, I mean, some people do use it as a website.
This
Some
is
people just don't want a website.
fantastic.
Yeah,
You just
Mm-hmm.
made my
Sherry's
life
correct.
simple.
Yeah, her
Right.
description is correct. Yeah, yeah.
that limited liability of attorney, that limited attorney, the limited power of attorney.
Uh-huh.
That piece of paper has to be notarized, right?
It does. You can make that link, and it can be printable. So when your potential carrier gets there, they go ahead and print that out and then have it notarized and then send it back to you. Right? Because that's something they have to do, but you still could make it a link or a branch in the link tree.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I like this one today. I thought this was good. Website and link tree. Thanks, Shanta.
Right. You're welcome.
Shanta gave us some grapes.
Yeah, Shanta, this is fantastic. You just made my life so much easier.
Yeah, I know a lot of people. I mean, it's out there. A lot of people just don't know. That's why when I heard people questioning about, I hear in their voice like, website, build my own website. That's scary when you're in the unknown. So just to simplify it don't cost me nothing. God blesses me every day. So as long as He keep waking me up, I'm gonna keep blessing people for the free. So
Yeah. Are we not supposed to meet, Shanta? Are you not in the 757? I thought we were supposed to meet.
hell nah, I ain't grown there yet. Listen, listen. I we haven't was supposed to meet. We have not said I haven't got there yet. I'm just in the the program where everybody is today. But for my carrier, my very first, I told you I had got him. His first week was he started on last Friday. So from Friday to Friday, he's the broker that I reference you. I don't really like reference, giving people information before I use them myself, but I had a great feeling about him and he has been amazing. This man has made he's grossed 3,500 this week alone. So he's been working and things, in box truck. That's what we moving on. And I had faith in everything and I just stuck with it, kept in contact with the broker and made sure that, he did everything because he's not computer literate. So he's paying me extra to keep his, do the back office and everything for him. So our first work week together has been amazing. And I just wanted to let everybody know for FSS Logistics is a go. He is a great broker.
Where's the box truck running at? Is it in VA?
No. He's in Alabama. Remember I told you that? So he's been running, I told you he was gonna be what is it, Southeast? So he's doing Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi. That's been all, like his area where he's been running from. And it's like direct. It's been direct. So, every day he send an email for the loads and, just a list of loads and see what he wants. Some of them are more miles, some of them are less, but he's been picking what he wanted. And I mean, business has been great. Like the first week, because it was kind of scary because I'm like, he's in Alabama, I'm back. Because everybody's been saying the same thing about box trucks. Like, oh no, ain't no food. And I'm like, we're gonna go, and I never said it to him, but of course he got truck drivers who drive 18 wheelers and drive vans and flatbed in his family as well. And they were saying, why you got that? Well, he was like, that's just the way I wanted to go. But yeah, they've been stuck still this week. He's been moving. So, like I said, you can't go by what other people's vision. Go by your own and just trust God, that he'll direct you. He won't fail us.
So I'll say this. I do speak, I guess, somewhat against box trucks for beginning dispatch companies, but if you are fortunate enough to get consistent freight for a box trucks, it's better than the larger trucks because it's you could maneuver the box trucks better in the inner cities and down the streets and stuff than you're not gonna take a tractor trailer down the street, right?
Right.
So and then you can maneuver it at pickup location and delivery locations, and there's more fuel efficiency as far as costs in fuel with the box truck
Right.
than there is a tractor trailer. So you may not make tractor trailer money starting out, but you'll get to that point if you get under a few consistent lanes. And that's therein
Right.
the challenge.
They are. I feel like everything is a challenge, though. I mean, it's no lane that no one is struggling in because of the unknown, but due to my I build relationships. I focus on that. When you build relationships, the money's gonna come. So by me being in position to offer more services, because everybody is not gonna want this badge. Some people want their back office, I need me to, help them correct some things, I always look for gaps when I talk to people. I just listen for gaps and if oh no, I don't need this badge. What else can you do for me? So I listen for the gaps and I close the gaps in their business. So I'm gonna benefit regardless. But I know that my focus is to grow in box trucks because that's a lane that everybody run from, but I'm running into it. And I trust God. God is in everything that I do. So, it's like when you make God a part of your plan, you can't fail. I don't care. Nothing's gonna be easy starting off. And it's not always gonna be easy. You're gonna have challenges and that makes you grow, I've never been a scary cat. I cry a little bit, but ain't nobody gonna see the tears, and just keep it moving. But it's like a challenge to me. I embrace challenges instead of run from them. And I have to trust myself. I have to make my carriers feel that I trust myself in order for them to trust me. If you don't trust yourself, ain't nobody else gonna trust you. Because if you move scared, you're gonna make more mistakes than you're willing to make because you're scared. And some things are more simpler than they seem, but you make them hard because of fear. You can't let fear blind you going into anything you decide to do. But I just keep myself open, for different services because I look for gaps. And almost everyone, y'all, almost everybody is gonna have gaps. Especially, and I'm not saying, when they're on the road and they trying to focus on driving, they trying to focus on delivering on time. They trying to focus on when you lighten the load of carrier, they embrace that because you're helping them either way. And then, when you help them, they're willing to help you. This man want to pay me more than I offered. He was like, I know you need dispatching for me, but I gotta pay you more because you're doing everything. I'm trying to say, and I'm saving him money on the back end. We getting his gas card set up and all the stuff that he wasn't a mud flap. I got him with his factoring company for the loads that he have to run outside of his broker because just like, brokers, they don't always have work. When things get slow on the broker end, we're going to the load boards. We still hopping and popping over here. We ain't finna wait for the broker to call us. He gonna have to be in line and in position when he slow down. We're gonna have to speed up on the other end. We can't let the money stop. So that's just my focus. When I set his factoring got approved Friday, and I got to help him set his, everything set up with them to close it and complete it. So when and if things, I hope the broker keep lows, but I know every lane slow up. When it slow up over there, we're gonna hop to the low boards and keep it moving, and he can still get paid. So
I got Sherry. You got a question?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take y'all back. When you go to the App Store, which one is it? Is it the link tree in bio or link bio?
on the App Store, 1 second. Linktree is like in bio, but some people use it in their bio on their social media. So I think that's the one that you're talking about.
Oh, is that how do I get it so that I can
You
just
go on the website.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, go on the website. When you set it up on the website, you'll have access to, see everything, add your links, and then I access mine on the website. I never downloaded the app. I got so many apps. My apps are for different things on my phone.
But does it go to their cell phone? Is it something that they pull up on their cell phone?
Who is they?
My customers. So you see that
Oh,
picture?
no. So once you set up your link tree, you set yours up, and then when you give them the link, they can pull it up however on their cell phone or the computer. You just giving them the link. Once they click the link, it's gonna take them to your link tree, no matter what kind of
It could be on
computer,
their web.
tablet,
Yeah,
Okay.
phone, or whatever.
it points to
Okay.
the right location. The
Right,
link points to the location where they need to go. Yeah.
Okay.
right.
Thank
Just
you.
like your website, it don't matter what they open it up on once
I'm
you have
thinking
it set
about
up.
using Cherie and Shanta probably on the broker side. I need some good broker agents.
I knew, you know what? God is
Yes,
so
for
good
sure.
that you said
Definitely
that to
use me.
me. I listen in my dream last night, and I never thought about entertaining broker. And I was like, you know what? I might need to get into
Yeah, as a broker agent, we call the customers.
right.
You handle the accounts and you get a certain percentage low. If you're going to be an agent, you bring your own customers and just do our brokerage under our authority, then we usually give either a 60-40 split or a 70-30 split of the profit margin. So let's say we get a customer and they tender us a $3,000 load. Our profit margin or our margin is 20%. So 20% of 3,000 is $600. So then of
Mhm.
that, if depending on our agreement, if 60-40 or 70-30, the agent gets the higher number. So you'll get the 60 of the 60-40, or you'll get the 70 of the 70-30. So 70 of $600 will be, what is that, 420, or 60 of the $600 will be 360, right? 6 times 6. So
Yeah, we need to meet. Listen, my best friend is in Chesapeake. Don't make me fly out now because I will. I want to meet you and your wife and more people in the class. I'm open to that. That's amazing.
yeah, I got to get with my partner
Yeah.
on the Ping Freight because it's been his company established for 2 years, and we got to get some things straightened out. But we're looking for good agents to start bringing in customers. The authority's been active for 2 years, but we haven't been moving a lot because we've been dealing with the trucking side. I've been dealing with this. And then I just acquired, matter of fact, they're texting my phone as I'm speaking. I acquired a hand car wash, which is like about 5 miles from my home. So
Mhm.
I'm working with that now too. So it's like, man, this is so much going on. So
You need them. We need to fill in the gaps for you.
so I need to put I'm trying to put a good team together like the Avengers. So
Right. Listen, I'm open to that, Charles. I really am. Thanks for considering me.
and not just, I know I mentioned Sherry and Shanta, but anyone else that's good
Yeah.
at customer service, call center type of environment. You come from a sales
Hmm.
environment, things like that. We want to replace the TQLs and the CH Robinsons,
Right.
brokers and broker agents, with people who go back to using the human element when they're dealing with customers, right?
Right.
Don't just treat them as numbers, right? And
I
robots.
love that. I'm gonna tell you something though, to piggyback off of what you just said. And customer service. I'm a born talker. I'm an Aries. I love people. I love to connect with people. But I haven't always been like that, y'all. As I mentioned before, I don't know who was on the call then, but I started my first taste of business was Primerica Life Insurance, and I was so closed off and stuck up, and I just didn't like people. I just was in my own. What do you call that? What do you
Shell.
call?
I used to work for Primerica.
We
Yeah.
all did,
Listen though.
unfortunately.
Primerica was the first taste of business for me, but it kind of warmed me up to people. They taught me how to talk to people and just, be open. I'm a talker, I'm friendly. But that was my piece of the pie that I needed to just make myself more friendly, talk to people, we provide free information. When I tell you, I did nothing in Primerica. I did nothing in Primerica. It's just a lot of things about Primerica didn't feel right to me. I don't know if it was just whoever came in under whatever. But anyway, I branched off from that and started my own credit repair business. Did that for 2 years. People ain't want to pay their bills and stuff. They drain me. And then I started my business consulting. Business consulting has been so amazing to me because it's taught me how to provide more than I'm getting paid for, and also lead people, teach people how to fish instead of fishing for them. Now, like I said, I do offer my services because some people just don't want to do it. People are afraid of messing up, and I understand that because that was once my mindset. But once you get on the other side of fear, God start opening so many doors for you and connecting. Like I mentioned, I watched Charles for a long time, and it was something in him and the way he delivered. But I didn't mention this, Charles. I I don't know what happened to me in the moment when you said I wanted to keep my promise to my students, but my mom passed. That little line that little line right there, and I know I never met you. It moved my heart. I got so warm on the inside. I was like, wow, because we're so lost in we lose someone, we feel like we lost a part of our lives. But the thing that we have to realize is everybody here with us is on borrowed time. Nobody belongs to us. And when we learn to operate in the realm of non-attachment, we learn to grieve in the time of the moment. We know the death, because we all gonna grieve. We miss our loved ones, but still, in the midst of everything, keep my word is my bond. My word is my bond. And I watched him and I watched him and I watched the videos and I watched the video. I was like, it's something special about this person. Like, I don't know what it is, but in order for you to be able to give the way that you gave in that video, I'm talking about you gave in that video in the midst of having a broken heart from your loss, man, that moved me. And it just shows me how you operate with integrity.
I try
And
my
I
best.
know nobody in
I
this
love my
world is
students.
perfect, but integrity is number one on my list.
I love my students. I try my best. I was hurting because I lost three people in that year, 2020.
Right.
I lost my mother July 4th. I lost my brother September 3rd, and then lost my aunt in November. I forget the date. So yeah, it was tough, but it's what my mom would have wanted, right? To continue to
Right.
provide value. So I said, you know what? I'm still gonna take the time to grieve, but I still gotta honor because I'm only with you guys on those Zooms for 2 hours. So it's worth more than that. I can do the 2 hours and I got the rest of the day to grieve, right? So
Right.
I said, let me honor my commitment as a man and show my mom, that she raised me right. So I said, okay, let me go ahead and do that and then keep it moving. So yeah, but I appreciate those words. That means a lot. I really do. So yeah, I'm very thankful. But I'm just glad that
You're
I'm in a
welcome.
position to provide what I do provide, and I'm blessed and I'm favored to do so. So I'm
Yeah, and you're not afraid to say my wife is my backbone. She keep me in line. All of those things mean so much
oh
to
yeah,
me
yeah, yeah.
because
No,
because
I
it's
am
like you're not.
afraid. I am afraid because she'll beat me up if I don't.
Listen, I said this man, he go, I don't care what we talk, he talking about on any video. He go always say, my wife, she just keep me in line. But that's needed. That's needed for other people to hear because not only some people husband keep them in line, some people kids keep them in line. You giving credit where credit is due, all in the same realm. You're letting people know that I'm not on this journey by myself. I have a strong woman beside me, and that means the world to you. And that's amazing, man. It's an amazing feeling to even
Yeah,
be able to
so
mention that
she's
you
not
have that in her.
she's not my spine. She's my backbone.
Right. Right. That's
You know?
amazing.
So she supports me, and I love her. I tell her every day I love her, nothing she can do about it. So
That's true.
Yes, but yeah, guys, I appreciate it, man. I thank you guys. This has been a wonderful training, and thank you for your input with the different links, the System IO, the link tree. I'm going to probably add those to the website as resources so we can
Yeah, that is a good resource. That's why I was like, I gotta tell Charles about the free thing because last week somebody mentioned something about a website, and before I was like, I don't know if they was asking that they needed help or it wasn't clear. So I was like, this week I'm just gonna go ahead and tell everybody because I know it's hard getting started when website can be your focus when that need to be really the last focus. But I understand people want to get their stuff intact, so they can feel like they're completed. So
right.
I
But
mean, whatever I
it
can do
will
to
come.
help.
It shouldn't deter you from starting though.
Right, that's true. That's true. If you get frustrated, put it to the side. I remember when I first it's so funny that you said that. When I first started my credit repair, I was on Facebook and this amazing coach. She was so far above my league, y'all. Um I won a one-on-one coaching with her and I won two things from her. One was one-on-one coaching and one was a free course that she offered anyone of my choice. And I picked the marketing program and on the one-on-one when this I was so new, y'all. I didn't know anything. And she said, well, she said, what CRM do you use? And I was like, oh, the CRM that I use. I was just telling about the credit repair CRM. She was like, no, not that one. She was like, do you use a CRM? I was like, what's that? And she's like, oh, you knew. And she said, do you got a website? I said, yeah, I got one. I said, I put it together myself. So she got to looking at it. It was like hot pink. I'm talking about it was a mess. I ain't gonna lie. And she was like, who did? She was like, well, for your first time doing it, it looks great. I gotta give you that shit. But I got a guy that do websites and he charged 500 plus for his websites. But she said you don't have to use them, but this is just a resource for you to use. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, $500, I don't want to invest that much right now because I don't even know anything in this and that. And I got off that. I got off that coaching call and I cried like a baby. I cried so hard, y'all. And it still moving me right now. Because I realized my growth, I realized my potential. But I'm gonna tell you something. That night when I got off and I got myself together, I went on Wix. And I gravitated to the templates that they have and I figured it out. I figured it out. And I got my website together. And when I sent it to my business bestie, and she was like, she said, who did you pay to do? Did you pay that man $500 to your website? I was like, no, I did that. And she was like, girl, stop lying. It's so funny, y'all, because when I tell y'all I was going through some things then, my partner was in prison, it was a lot going on. So I needed every dime to be accounted for. And I'm so sorry, y'all. I didn't want to cry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's fine.
It
It's
was like, I grew so much. I grew so much and learning and making mistakes and, trying to figure out the way. You can't Google your way through your business. You got to invest in a great coach or mentor to help you. That's why my number one thing I'm going to always invest in any lane that I decide to go in. I'm going to invest into someone who I feel like is going to teach me what I need to learn to go forward. And it's not about the money because Lord knows I spent thousands of dollars investing into people that just regurgitated information that didn't teach me a thing, things that I could have Googled. But I learned from my mistakes. And you're going to always be growing no matter what lane you decide to get in, but you gotta invest in someone who's gonna teach you the right way to do things the first time, so you won't have to be running cycles in the same area of your business and never growing. That's why that's another reason why I gravitated to Charles because I'm like this man got all of these tools and resources and this and that, and I didn't like I said I've been doing my own consulting business, but I'm still learning. It's still something that I saw for me in that. And then the first training that I got on, he was like, I'm gonna teach y'all, about the what would you tell us about the things that you just got charged for your new business that you started, the grants and stuff like that. I was like, wow, I didn't even know that was gonna be available. But I'm gonna invest into anything that's gonna help me grow. And when your hands are closed to your business, you're also closing off your money that's gonna be able to come, the ability to bring money into your business because you're holding on to what the little bit what you got. You got to open your hands and release, and it got to make sense and release in order for you to receive as well. So I just wanted to share that with y'all because it was hard, man. My back was against the wall, and it wasn't, but I learned. I made it through. God saw me through. I don't know how I did it, but I figured out. And my friend, she was like, "Girl, you didn't do this yourself." She said, "Man, I'm jealous. I'm finna go back and change my website now. You know, I did me." It was so crazy, but never be afraid to learn and just don't give up. Just keep pressing God, and when you pray, He will put it right before you, and you'll figure it out. I promise you.
Someone needed to hear that. So I thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Someone needed to hear that. That's going to touch someone's heart and make them feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside, right? So
I don't know where that came from, but it just came out. I was like, Lord,
that's okay. That's
yeah,
okay.
people are afraid. You can't be scared.
No.
Scared feet don't eat. I can tell you that.
So I welcome. There's one word I like to use. I welcome real people, right? I welcome real. So, and then whatever's on your heart, in addition to dispatch training. So, guys, we're people, right? We have a pulse, we have emotions, we have things going on in our lives, right? Everyone does, even me. So we're people. So we're good. So, and if anything that I can help you with that's in my power, reach out to me. Trust me. I'm gonna do my best. Okay? So just know that. I say that every time, just about every training. I say that. So I'll give you the shirt off my back, man. The shirt off my back. You know?
It's
So
also an amazing thing to be in an environment of people. Like we don't know each and every one, and I don't know anybody on here personally, but I feel at home. I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be at this
exactly.
point in my life, So I know that it's gonna be a great turnout
Isn't
for,
it isn't it isn't
everybody
that
who wants.
refreshing? Isn't that
Mhm.
refreshing?
It is. It is. I
There's
have no
no
back
there's no
since
there's no ill there's no ill intent, there's no ill will, there's no negative energy. We're just trying to help each other. We're trying to see if someone has a resource that'll benefit everyone else, they're more than willing to share it.
right.
And vice versa, right? I mean,
I've
so
been part of communities where people hold back free things, even like the simple things that's not causing them a dime to share with people. And I don't know why, thinking that people are gonna get ahead of them. But my journey is that, is my journey. So I mean, it has
you'll,
nothing to do with
you'll
anyone else.
never see a U-Haul behind a hearse.
That's right.
You can't take it. You can't take it with you. That's the point. You cannot take it with you. You might as well give it away. You can't take it with you, and you're going to get blessed by it. Gee,
Hmm.
I got free information, and I'm going to get blessed to give it away. Let me think. Right? So, you
I
know,
always tell my daughters, never say who you don't need. Everybody needs somebody.
correct. So we're gonna get there, guys. Just pace yourself. We're gonna get there. We just got to follow. Just let's track the industry, see how that's going. Let's get a carrier. Let's get our business up and going. Let's lean on each other for support. On the broker side, once we get that up and going, we'll look for agents. We'll do that as well. So this next training for this will be Wednesday. This coming Wednesday at 6 p.m. So I'll see you guys on Wednesday.
I have a question about Wednesday really quickly, just to make sure I kind of prepare myself with questions and what we're going to go over. So we're going to go over like the load board stuff. So I guess I just want to make sure what I need to be preparing myself for the class for Wednesday.
Okay, and who's speaking? I see iPhone.
This is it's Courtney.
Courtney. So yes, we'll go over. So if you're a new student, we'll go over the basics. I'll do an overview of the site and what to expect and the process of dispatching and things like that. And then we'll get into some load board training as far as navigating the load board, and I'll give some examples of looking up loads for different equipment types. So yeah, we'll get into detail training then. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
All right. All right, guys. Enjoy your Sundays. Let me go get this tissue and wipe my eyes because Shanta done made me cry.
I'm
So.
sorry, y'all.
Sandra, you're the
Me too.
absolute
I'm
best.
driving and I'm crying too, so it's okay. We all have emotions. I'm already a crybaby, so this is good.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you Wednesday.